Miracles don't renovate mansions, they redeem perception. What if heaven's help didn't come in lightning bolts or answered prayers, but in a clumsy man with a cigar? That's Cavender Is Coming. Rod Serling hides a whole Course in Miracles lesson inside a sitcom pilot that never took off. Carol Burnett's Agnes Grep is the human condition in heels. Awkward, uncertain, trying to hold it together in a world that keeps slipping through her fingers. She's the one who never fits. The one who believes that if life could just look better, she'd finally be okay. And then Cavender arrives, an apprentice angel, the universe's equivalent of a substitute teacher, sent to improve her life. But what's really about to be improved isn't her world. It's her seeing. Cavender's mission is the ego's favorite strategy dressed in celestial robes: fix the dream. He thinks he can make her happy by switching the set pieces: poverty for wealth, loneliness for luxury, apartment for mansion. That's the ego's formula for salvation: rearrange form, leave perception untouched. He turns her bus into a limousine. He replaces her cookie crumb kitchen with chandeliers and champagne. He gives her everything the world worships, and none of it works. Because you can't build peace out of props. You can only see peace where it's always been. Agnes doesn't know the metaphysics of it, but her soul feels the dissonance. The laughter at the party sounds hollow. The conversations glitter with small talk and no meaning. Every man smiles like a mirror that doesn't reflect her. She's surrounded by luxury and starving for reality. That's when the real miracle starts to breathe. Because the miracle doesn't arrive as a new house, it arrives as a crack in perception. It's that moment of holy discomfort when the dream stops delivering and the mind starts remembering. In A Course in Miracles it says, "Seek not to change the world, but choose to change your mind about the world." That's what Agnes does without even knowing it. She looks around her golden cage and says, "I want my old life back." Not because she wants to suffer again, but because she finally sees she was never suffering from circumstances. She was suffering from interpretation. That's the holy pivot. The shift from fixing to forgiving. From form to content. From the world's solution to heaven's correction. See, the ego loves big gestures. It wants to prove it can heal by throwing money at the dream. But the spirit whispers quietly, "You were never broken." Cavender learns that the hard way. All his miracles are mechanical, flashy but empty. They impress the senses but not the soul. They're fireworks in a fog. When Agnes asks to go back, he panics, because his worth is tied to results. He's the fixer archetype in angel's clothing. The part of the mind that still believes love must do something to earn itself. But heaven has no quotas. It only recognizes recognition. And that's what Cavender finally gives. Recognition that nothing needs fixing when it's seen through love. When Agnes steps back into her modest apartment, the miracle completes its circle. Nothing external changes. The neighbors are still nosy. The kids still ask for cookies, but she's alive again. Light pours through the same old window differently. That's the re-seeing that A Course in Miracles calls salvation. The moment perception flips from judgment to joy. Cavender looks at her and says, "You're the richest woman I know." And that's heaven applauding. Not because she gained anything, but because she stopped believing she'd lost something. Every mind has its own Cavender. That well-meaning part that keeps saying, "If I just get the promotion, the partner, the peace will come." But peace doesn't come to you. It comes through you. It's what's left when all the seeking stops. Agnes didn't manifest her happiness. She surrendered her resistance to it. Her joy wasn't earned, it was remembered. That's the Scooby-Doo moment. When you stop mid-chase and realize the ghost ain't got no legs. When you pull the mask off fear and find out it's been you the whole time, trembling in your own costume. That's how every illusion ends, with laughter and a little embarrassment. Because what we were afraid of was never there. The chief angel looking down calls it success. He doesn't see a mansion. He sees a mind at peace. He sees a woman bowling again, laughing again, alive again. That's heaven's metric. Peace restored. Form unchanged. Cavender gets his wings not for rearranging her story, but for remembering the script was never real. He learns that salvation isn't a promotion. It's perception purified. Heaven doesn't measure progress in outcomes. It measures it in undoing. In how gently you let go of what was never true. That's why this little half-hour comedy becomes sacred when seen rightly. It's a parable about miracles, misinterpretation, and mercy. The laugh track is the sound of ego's absurdity echoing in eternity. Because every gag in the episode, every pratfall, every failed miracle is the cosmic joke. You can't fix what's not real. You can only forgive it. So the next time you catch yourself trying to polish the dream, trying to upgrade, improve, or control, remember Cavender's mansion. Remember Agnes at the party, dizzy in her own miracle. And remember how peace finally came when everything looked worse. That's the paradox of awakening. The world doesn't get better. You just stop demanding it to be anything but what it is. And suddenly, everything shines. Because miracles don't renovate mansions. They redeem perception. They don't make new forms. They reveal the formless. They don't adjust the script. They expose the author. And when you finally laugh at how hard you tried to fix what never happened, the angels laugh with you. Not because they're mocking you. Because you remembered. Because you saw through it. Because you woke up and realized you were never a character in the story. You were the light that made it possible to see one at all.